In a previous video, I made the melody for this, and this is what it sounds like. And I want to turn this into boom bap. So let's do it. So I want to make this a boom bap track. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is kind of arrange things a little bit, and then I'll start adding drums. And the arrangement may change in the final song. I'm just doing this to get like a rough idea of like what I want. So yeah, maybe we'll go with this for now. And then, like I said, I might change the arrangement later. So this will be like, I don't know, a hook and then a verse or vice versa, depending on, what somebody wants to do. So I think for the kick, I want to make it from scratch because I had something in mind earlier that I wanted to try. So let's try and find some kick samples that we can use. Typically with boom bap, I like to layer kicks just to get like different textures. So let's find something. Okay, so this one's like a basic, it sounds like a rack kick almost. We can layer that with something that's a bit like noisier, like that. And anytime you're layering sounds, especially kicks, you want to check the polarity, because if the polarity is wrong, it will sound, well, it depends on the sounds, right? But sometimes it can sound way quieter if the polarity is wrong. In this case, I don't know that there's a big difference. I'm also not wearing headphones, so that might be part of the reason why I can't really hear the difference much. Here, let me turn these up. Okay, big difference. Okay, so and it'll be easier to hear this when I add like a clap or a snare. So actually, let me go ahead and do that. Let me add a, I may change it, but let's find a loop just so we have something to hear. It's like this one for now. Like I said, I might come back and change this. That seems right. So I think I'm going to keep like the same pattern the second time, except maybe make it slightly more complex. So maybe boom, clap, boom, boom, clap, clap, boom, boom, clap, boom. Maybe we go like a little ba-dum. So something like that. And then before I copy this over, I'm going to do something with these kicks. I'm going to make them a little bit late. So just move them up a little bit, and then I'm going to randomize the the timing. So I'm going to hit Control A and then Alt Q. I'm going to select dotted eighth note, and then I'm going to pull this down a little bit because I don't want it to be too extreme, just a little bit, just to kind of randomly push and pull these back a little bit. And then we're going to copy and paste. And then I will copy this pattern to the other kick so that they're playing the same. Okay, I think I like this like snare loop, but I don't want as much reverb on it. So one way that you can kind of get rid of some reverb is to use a noise gate. So I can turn down the sounds that are quieter down here by turning this up, turning the gain down, and then making the release quick enough so that it pulls down on this and it doesn't happen after it. So you can hear it cutting out like pretty much immediately. And that's kind of noticeable. So if you don't want it to be as noticeable, you can either change the amount of gain that's reduced or the release time. So I'm going to change the release time so it sounds a little bit more natural. And then I'm going to lower the gain. So we're still getting some, but it's not quite as wrung out. And then I think what I want to do is turn this one down, EQ it a bit, and then layer another snare with it. Okay, so now I'm going to layer another snare with it. There we go. Okay, so I have this like rock drum loop thing that I have from another beat that I made a while ago, and I pulled a lot of these drum sounds from another beat. So like I flipped a different beat and I got these drum sounds, but they're like rock drums. And I bet it would sound really cool on top of this stuff right away. I might just want the snares. So let's move this up. And I might do the same thing to this one because it also has quite a bit of reverb. Although I think there's a slightly better way that I can do it. Like I say better, it's more manual, but it will also get the job done. Is I can do an automation clip on the volume and just like have the volume snap out kind of right away. So you're not getting all this, reverb information. So, okay. One thing I did in a different beat was I had the kicks at the end of the phrase kind of get a bit more complex and take up space that the snares were taking up. So I might do the same here. And then I think I'm going to take out the snare for this part as well, because I did the same thing in the other beats. So I took out the snare here, and then had the kick essentially take the place of the snare for this little section. Just for, something different. Because I don't normally do this, so. And then I think for this one, I'll just do it in the first half, and keep the second half the way it is. Alright, now I think I want to add some hi-hats. I don't know if I want to add, new hats. I think I have a loop that I've already made that may work, perfectly for this. So let me see if I can find it. This one may be good, too. I think this tambourine loop is going to be good. Oh, yeah. That's it. And I think when I originally made it at double the speed. So it was originally something like this. But slower because the tempo was obviously at 127 instead of 184. But yeah. All right, let's see if we can find a really deep bass. There is something in Sakura called, I think it's, if I remember the name correctly, it is called Greasy Peanut Butter Bass or something like that. Okay, it's right here. So if you go into Sakura, go to Sonic Haiku Bank, and then go to BS, whatever. It's in Sakura. Click on this, and you'll get this. It's a pretty cool, it's kind of like a respace, basically. So let's see if we can't make something sound good. I think I like this. Okay, I'm going to turn it back down. Okay, I think I'm going to add a crash, and that will probably be it for the purposes of this video. Okay, so I think for the purposes of this video, that is more or less it. Let me put all my melodies on one channel. And I think we will call it there. Let's save it. Okay, so for the purposes of this video, that's basically it for this beat. We essentially dragged in a couple of different snare loops and layered them together. We layered a couple of kicks together, made our own pattern, dragged in some tambourines, and made the beat. So let's listen back to it.